Don't move. Turn your fantasy football into reality. Here's CJ.
No bad calls by the referee. Wow. No controversial ending. Wow. No misguided conspiracy theories. Wow. And Taylor Swift was only on for 30 seconds, other than the post game kiss with Travis, which seemed to last forever. But, that was even okay. Who cares? Usher, halftime show. Fantastic. Well, if you like Usher, I heard it was good. I didn't watch it because I'm just not an Usher fan. But uh, it couldn't have been a better day. Well, unless you're a 49er, then it obviously could have been a little better. Okay, a little more than a little. But today, the pundits, well, you have to criticize something, right? You can't just say, wow, what a great game. What a fantastic ending to a great season. No, you couldn't do that. But the pundits today are wondering why the 49ers took the ball to start overtime. Well, to me, it wasn't the deciding point in the game. The only thing I thought was that maybe Shanahan should have gone for it when they're on the 9-yard line, 4th and 4. Worst case scenario, you pin Kansas City instead of taking the field goal. See, this is why the pundits are upset, because if you score the field goal there, now Patrick Mahomes has 4-down football all the way up the field. They're not kicking, because unless they're kicking a field goal. So you see what the pundits are saying is they should have taken the ball second. Fair enough. But look at it my way of thinking. I got the ball on the 9, 4th and 4. If I miss it, if I only get 2 yards or 3, and I give the ball to Kansas City at the 6, all I have to do is pin them, force them to punt, and I'm going to get the ball around midfield. I move the ball 10, 15 yards, and I got an all-world kicker who can win the football game for me. So I don't see anything wrong with taking the ball for field position, if nothing else. Pin them, make them go up the field. I mean, eventually Kansas City did, and they did actually pin Kansas City when they had the ball back. It was 4th and 1, and Mahomes ran for 8 yards. So it was that close. That's how close that game really was. It wasn't a whitewash. It was one play difference. And, I just didn't think there was going to be any kicks in overtime. I honestly didn't think he was going to kick a field goal at that point. Now, let's look at this another way of looking. The reason the 49er faithful are so critical of taking that ball is valid to a certain degree. But if you force Kansas City to kick from early in their own zone, the game would have likely turned out different. But speaking of kicks, which is why I brought that back up, the turning point of the game wasn't coin tosses or anything like that. To me, it was the punt. The punt that landed on the back of the leg and the guy that was blocking. Ray was telling the guy the ball, he didn't even know it hit him. Ray couldn't get it. Kansas City got the ball. I think it was on the 13, 14-yard line. One play, Valdez-Scantling, touchdown. To me, that was the deciding moment of the game. Am I surprised the game went to overtime? I was shocked. When Kansas City got the ball down on the 11-yard line with 9 seconds to go, I thought for sure the Mahomes magic was going to come through. I didn't think they'd be kicking a field goal and tying the game. But really, when you look at it, we have no idea what we're watching. Seriously. Kansas City, about halfway through the season, I think they finally realized what a lot of us had sort of thought. Their wide receivers just aren't that good. They're going to need to address that if they want to go for 3. So they changed how they played the game. When they got to the red zone, instead of that 3rd down gamble, or pardon me, from the 4th down gamble from the 3-yard line all the time, they started letting Butker kick some field goals. And he was kicking 3, 4, 5 field goals a game. And their defense just, they didn't throw any more deep balls. The deep balls were, no more Tyreek Hill. But that defense, think about it. You look at how good were they in the playoffs. Well, funny you should ask. I have it written down here. Kansas City beat. Now, to be the best, you have to beat the best, right? They beat Miami, Buffalo, Baltimore, and the 49ers. That's like murderer's row. Seriously, right? 95-63, they outscored them. So they scored 24 points a game, which is moderate, okay. But they only let in 16 in the playoffs against those guys. Nobody all season long scored 27 points on them. That's a new record in the NFL. 21 games and nobody scored 27 points in a single one of those games against them. Now, second half points in the playoffs. Miami got none. 0. Buffalo got 7. Baltimore got 3. And the 49ers, with the help of overtime, got 10. Wow. The Kansas City defense in the second half of those games was outstanding, and it kept the team in all of those games. They were down by 10 in 3 of those games. But Patrick Mahomes yesterday, when it mattered most, earned the MVP. And the reason he gets the MVP is because the defense, you can't give the MVP to the entire defense. You should be able to, but you just can't do that. 333 yards passing, 66 yards rushing. He led the team in rushing. 2 touchdown passes and 1 bad pass, interception. Even he admitted that. The last drives of both teams were crazy. Okay, it's a 15-minute overtime period. San Francisco, 15 plays, 76 yards, 7 minutes and 35 seconds, stalled out on the 9, and we talked about that. Kansas City, overtime, 13 plays, 75 yards, 7 minutes and 16 seconds, and a 3-yard touchdown pass to Hardman for the win. Mahomes ran twice on that final series. On 4th down, ran for 8, and on 3rd and 1, ran for 19. And that's how you become MVP. But seriously, I've said this on the last show and I say it again. You are witnessing something here that is rare. It doesn't happen anymore. Teams don't get there twice, let alone win twice. And to get there a 3rd time, if they do that next year, just appreciate it for what it is. I'm not saying you have to become a Kansas City fan, but just appreciate what you're seeing. So it's going to be a fantastic off season. I'm excited about it. Hope you are too. But enjoy the rest of your week. I'm CJ. That's it for the NFL for this season. Go Cowboys in 2024. Maybe they'll beat Kansas City. I'm CJ. This is the Dirty Landry Experience. Please like and subscribe. We'll see you in a couple of days.